We were misled that there were supposedly protests and then something sprang out of that, an assault sprang out of that. And that was easily ascertained that that was not the fact. And the American people could have known that within days, and they didn't know that.
With all due respect, the fact is we had 4 dead Americans. Was it because of a protest, or was it because of guys out for a walk one night who decided they'd go kill some Americans? What difference at this point does it make?
Welcome to the program, everybody from the edge of America. I'm Rick Amato. From blaming the murderous attacks in Benghazi on a YouTube video maker, to false claims that you can keep your own health insurance coverage if you want to, it should come as little surprise that a majority of Americans, 53% to be exact, now believe that President Obama is neither honest nor trustworthy. That, according to a recent CNN ORC poll. But it is one thing to tell a political lie, to try and save your political image. Not that I'm advocating it, like in the case of Obamacare and others. And it is quite another thing to look into the eyes of a mother, or any other surviving members for that matter, who is grieving the loss of her son killed in Benghazi, when all that she wants is answers. Honest, straightforward answers. As to why more security was not provided for her son and others when they had called out for help requesting it. Answers as to who the murderers were, and if the U.S. government is doing all it can do to bring justice to those responsible for taking her son away. It is one thing to tell a political lie. It is inexcusable to look a grieving mother in the eyes and tell her a lie about her son's death. My guest joining me at this time is one such person. She is Pat Smith, the mother of Sean Smith. Her son, Sean, at age 34, was one of 4 people killed in Benghazi. His body was the first to be found on the diplomatic compound on that fateful night. Pat Smith says she's been ignored by the State Department. She's been told that she's unimportant. She says her life has become a living hell just in trying to get answers from the Obama administration. Pat Smith joins me now. Nice to see you, Pat.
Hi there.
We're in 20 million homes tonight across America, including Washington, D.C. Mm-hmm. If by chance President Obama or someone near him were to be watching tonight, what is it that you would like him to know that perhaps you've not previously said to him?
I'm still here, and I'm still waiting. He promised me. He had his arms around me. He promised me he would get back to me. He lied.
He never got back to you.
He did not. Hillary did not. Joe Biden did not. Panetta did not. They were all there, and they all hugged me and said they would get back to me and let me know what happened. They have not bothered to, nothing.
And I assume you've reached out to them multiple times to follow up on their promise?
Yeah, you know what they told me?
No.
Curious. They said I was not a part of the immediate family. They don't have to.
I read that. You're the mother, and you're not part of the immediate family?
That's right.
Who told you that?
Well, I got that in writing, by the way. That came through my daughter-in-law. Because they wouldn't talk to me, they told her, and she told me in an email.
That is amazing. How does that make you feel when you are told by the United States government that you're not a part of the son you gave birth to? You called him a miracle baby.
Yes, he was. He was absolutely a miracle baby. I was 38 years old when I had him. I couldn't have kids, and he was the only one I had. And I kept him for the first 17 years, and I brought him up by myself without any help from my ex, who didn't want to have anything to do with him. I brought him up, I raised him, he was part of me. He was very much a part of me, and I see him all the time now. That's hard, that's very hard. But I actually see him laughing.
How so? How do you see him?
I see him with one, like I've never seen him before, but one leg is propped up somewhere, and he's kind of like this, and he's just laughing at me. saying, just deal with it, Mom. And we talk like this a lot.
Not so long ago, you testified in front of Congress.
Yes. Oh.
10 out of 12 Democratic congressmen got up and walked out.
And slapped me in the face.
While you were speaking.
Yes.
That's disgusting.
Yes.
How did that make you feel?
I said, you got my one cheek, here's another one. Because that's how they're treating me. I don't like to think this way. I like to think that this is my government. I've been here all of my life. I've trusted in them. And when I'm leaning on them for something, they don't come through. They ignore me. They call me names, so to speak, by telling me I'm not part of the immediate family. They have never called me. And I believe that Hillary, who is running for president, killed my son because she did not give the help, the security that they asked for. I know they asked for it because my son, I talked to him the day before. And he says, Mom, I'm worried over here because of the people taking pictures, and we've asked for help, and it isn't coming. And then after that, just recently, I hear that they were told that they were not going to get any help. And I'm thinking to myself, since my son is the security guard, or not security, communications person, he would be the one to get that message. I'm sorry, I'm shaking
it's okay.
now.
You're doing great.
He would have gotten that message. And how do you think I felt knowing that? How do you think I felt? Hillary should be ashamed of herself. She should at least call something, anything, but give some sign that you give a damn. I'm sorry.
How are things? I mean, things have been difficult for you, I'm sure, day to day, I would imagine. You made a lot of trips back to Washington.
Yes.
You and I were speaking before that we got started today, and you said that you've spoken to a lot of politicians.
Oh, yes.
You've done a lot of interviews, and these are hard because nothing happens.
Oh, yes. Another good one I wanted to say. When I was there, Admiral Mullins, I was talking with him, and I was complaining to him that there was no help sent for the two guys that were killed on the roof over there. And he says, oh, but they were replacements. And I looked him in the eye and I says, but they were our boys. They got killed.
Human lives.
And
they were replacements.
They were replacements, that they weren't there originally. I don't know what he meant by that, but he said they were replacements. They came in afterwards.
Wow. Wow.
This is what I hear, and I don't like to hear that. My son is dead. I can't do anything about that. He's gone. But how about the rest of them that come after that? Don't they expect to be saved, or to have somebody watch their back?
We've just learned that the CIA has said that they knew there was a heightened, an announcement of heightened alertness.
Yes, I knew that.
Because it was the anniversary of September 11th.
Yes.
And it raises questions that we all have. I'm wondering if you've heard anything from the administration, the State Department, as to why there was not heightened security there where your son was that night, when the CIA tells us that there was heightened security. I mean, there was an alert to be aware.
I don't know why there wasn't any heightened security. The only thing I could do is have conjectures about what I think might have happened with absolutely no information. I have to pull this fact and that fact and that fact and put it together, and I think I might have gotten the answer, but I don't know.
Right.
They didn't bother telling me. I'm not worthy of it.
Is there a next step in your mind, in your journey to get answers? I understand Ted Cruz is pushing for an independent...
I've signed up on his letter.
For an independent investigation?
Yes.
Have you heard anything more about that?
No. People don't like to get back to me.
Right. I know this is difficult for you. We appreciate you coming in. I don't know what the answers are either, but I do want to say, if there's anything we can do to help you.
Then stop Hillary. Stop her from running for president. She makes bad decisions. Bad decisions. I was for Hillary up until all this stuff started.
Really?
Yeah. I was so proud of a female finally getting in there, and a tough woman. She was tough, and I was proud of her. But then all this stuff happened. I'm not proud anymore. I don't want to have anything to do with her. And it's a shame that I'm feeling so disgusted about my own country.
What do you feel about President Obama?
He lies. He lied to me. He lied to me. You know, he could have, he knew, everybody there knew that it wasn't that film that did it.
Right, yeah.
He told me. He told
you it was?
Yes, he told me himself that that's what it was. Susan Rice told me. They all told me. They all hugged me and said, gee, I'm awfully sorry.
They all told you it was a result of that YouTube video?
Everyone. Susan Rice, Obama, Hillary, they all made specific time out to come and talk to me and tell me that that it was the film.
Face to face.
Nose to nose, within inches.
It is amazing how people can look someone in the eye, as you say, within inches, in such a grieving, important moment.
They don't care. They don't care. They just want to make themselves look good. So they look good when they're sympathizing with you. Oh, you poor woman. Oh, I feel so sorry for you. Oh, next. What else can I do? This is disgusting. Just leave me alone like that and tell me the truth. Somebody's got to tell me the truth somewhere.
How are your sons, his wife and 2 kids doing?
They live in Atlanta. I haven't seen them since all this.
Okay. Well, again, we know it's a difficult time. You know, you have a very important message to get out, not only for yourself. All Americans need to know what has happened to you, and what has happened to your son, how you're being treated by the United States government.
Exactly.
By the Obama administration.
Yes.
And I think I know it's not easy for you to come on here or in other shows, but I think it's a great thing what you're doing.
I don't mind. I don't want any of our other people to get killed. You know, whoever takes my son's place, because there will be him and another one, whoever takes his place, they're going to get killed too, because the government doesn't care. They just don't care.
All right. Thank you for joining us. And again, anything we can do, you have the phone number of my producers, hopefully myself. We are a phone call away to help you any way we can.
Thank you very much.
We're back after this.